these sort of layers of complication came in, and what was required in order to meet each level of challenge was to be grounded, to be well, and to be present. G'day, this is Paul Kinnonmonth in Sydney, and this is part 4 of Staging Success, and this is watering the seed. And like we touched on last time with the cultivating of the soil, this watering of the seed comes down to two aspects, and the one that came through really clearly on this last production of Hamlet, and all the turbulence that was met and the pressures that were met through that production. And there was the pandemic, and there was this crazy unseasonal weather here in Sydney, and we were outdoors for the show, and so these sort of layers of complication came in, and what was required in order to meet each level of challenge was to be grounded, to be well, and to be present. And that'll serve any project well if the leader is in a good place. And that means, if we're leading, then we need to be able to water, to nourish ourselves. So that seed, that metaphor, if you like, of the project could work quite nicely in terms of watering and nurturing our own needs as well. And from that place, there's a vitality, there's an energy, and that really allows us to be, all in terms of when we work with the group. And it also allows us, rather than be in repair and managing our state, it allows us to be open to others. So we really want to come from that place of a real fullness in terms of meeting others. And then I mentioned that there were 2 aspects to watering the seed. The other one is being able to really be present to the needs of your team, your group, your company. And with the production of Hamlet, there was an actor who had a request that I'd never really taken on board before. And the request was simple. It was, Paul, I need clearer direction. And I nodded, and and at a level I got what he was saying, and yet I really didn't take on board, and I didn't clarify what that was for him. So that that watering the seed will come down in future for myself. It'll come down to actually being attentive. So we're complex, and so we really need to be able to meet people, with all facets, of their particular, of their particular makeup, and not to, have this notion of what an actor is in my case, and what the actor, requires from me. We really need to be attuned there to that need, and to be attentive to that need. So this is watering the seed, and I share that in terms of something that really has become clear to myself. And here are the 2 aspects again: being well and nurturing oneself, and attending to one's essential needs in terms of being able to turn up and give fully to the group. The other aspect is putting aside my predilections as the leader, and my past as a leader, and just being present to the situation of the group. And that's useful, and that I encourage you to consider in terms of how you're going to head up your project. So we're halfway now in this series. It's been terrific to get to this point, and in your own project, this marker in the timeline is really fundamental, because if we get the foundation solid at this point, you'll find that there'll be room for the team that you're with to start to really step up and take initiative for the project. And it's just a miraculous thing when people can bring in those that passion that you have, but they can take it up and express it in their own way, with their own skills, talents, experience, and so that the vision, which was, it was very, very particular and personal, at the early stage. Now it becomes much more organic and expansive and responsive, and that's really where you want to take this project and the vision. And it's going to come from a concept through to reality, and that that has to do with collaboration. And we're going to move through, excuse me, to a place where your customer, your audience, your client can be part of that vision too. So that's where we're going. Next time we're going to take this particular theme through to guiding growth. So there's a key moment now, in this progression where the growth needs to be brought through to culmination. So next week we have another step along towards that culmination, and that is guiding the growth. Great to have your company. Great to have you tune in. We'll catch you next time. Thanks.